And we're back at the workbench. I'm going to do a quick video to show how I added a pilot to the Bachmann On30 Porter. And this is our Porter Forney. I don't know what else to call it. Let's get him. You can see that it's got two additions. Now that's not very visible, is it? Let's try it this way. And let's take the cab off. There's the front pilot, which is pretty simple, and then this is the section on the rear of it for the cab and the fuel bunker. Let's look underneath it here. This is what was added. Where's my, right there. And let's take this lead truck off. This is the truck, the pilot truck from the 042 Porter. Exactly the same as right there. That came off the back and went on the front. And I believe, yeah, there's a little, I don't know where that came from, to be honest, but it's just a little spare part. And I opened it up and gave it enough, drilled a small enough hole that the screw could bite into it. But you can also see that this is where the cut was made. This is where the front end of the original Porter frame was cut off. So everything, and you can actually see there's the glue holding this whole thing together. Ooh, that's a bit better. I believe this pilot is, you know what, looking at it, you can see on the underside there are some holes where the slats went through. So that, I think the pilot must have come from Mount Blue. So that might be the answer to that question. But it's a funky little pilot without a whole lot of angle to it. And then, honestly, I don't know where. I think this, it looks like this front part, the frame that the pilot is sitting on, may have been from the original Porter structure. And I just cut it back. Yeah. Here, this is a pretty much a stock Porter, and you can see that it looks exactly the same. It's just been extended by that much. I don't know how much that is, but you can get an idea. So there's just an extra piece added in there, and I think I just modified the existing coupler structure so I could add a coupler on the front of this one. So really it's just adding some plastic bits, just that bit right in there to move it forward, and then adding those wires in there for support. Pretty simple. Now here's the thing I was thinking about. I'll put that back together later. This is the newer Porter, and you can see that this whole piece, in fact this piece here, this is all metal. So to do this modification on one of the newer Porters with DCC would involve grinding and quite a bit of surgery. So it would be cool to have a kit that enabled you to extend the front of the Porter and turn it into a 240 or whatever, but you would have to you'd have to get the grinding wheel out, and it would be messy. So I don't know of an easy way to do that, and I don't really know how much of this is one piece. I mean, it would really be preferable to take the whole thing apart before you start grinding on it and sending little pieces of metal all over the place. So that would be our challenge, to figure out how to do it without messing up. I guess you could tape it up. And the question is, how could you grind this off while preserving enough of this metal part that you could reuse it and just add, an extender onto it. And then you'd also have to, okay, well there's a screw right there where you would want to mount your, let's just You know, that would fit in kind of like that. Okay, that's not helping at all. But you'd have to have some kind of adapter added into that space there to give you a place to mount your front truck. So, sounds kind of complicated with the newer ones. With the older plastic ones, I mean, this whole frame is, much of it is plastic. A lot of the parts are plastic. With the newer Porter, almost all of this is metal and just harder to work with, harder to modify. But, you know, weighs more. That's how it's set up. So let's see what everyone can come up with.